Nearly half of us fail to maintain new routines because we rely on vague intentions rather than self-directed neuroplasticity. This is the active process of reflecting on your actions to physically rewire the connections in your brain. To start this process, grab a pen and a blank piece of paper. By the end of this video, you will have a 5-step habit action plan designed to help you follow through. Every conscious decision to change begins in the prefrontal cortex. Anticipating a reward, the ventral tegmental area sends dopamine to the nucleus accumbens, creating the drive to act. With repetition, the brain files this behavior into the basal ganglia, making the routine automatic. Habit building is the mechanical process of shifting a behavior from the prefrontal cortex into the basal ganglia. We can use those same biological steps to build your physical habit action plan. On your paper, write Habit Action Plan at the top. Step 1 is to pause. Write down the specific habit you want to form, followed by one sentence explaining why this goal matters to you. This act of intentional reflection primes the brain to build new neural connections. Step 2 is discover. Every habit follows a 4-part loop: the cue, the craving, the response, and the reward. The cue triggers the entire cycle. It can be a specific time of day, an emotional state, a physical location, or an existing routine. For example, if you want to stretch every morning, you could use the 8 a.m. coffee brew as your cue. The response is the 5 minutes of stretching you do while the machine is running. On your paper, write down the exact physical cue in your environment that will serve as the trigger for your new habit. Defining a specific cue gives the brain a clear tripwire to start the dopamine cycle without having to wait for a burst of motivation. Because the brain is wired to conserve energy, it naturally avoids routines that involve high levels of friction. Step 3 is diagnose. To make a habit stick, you have to identify the environmental roadblocks that make you want to quit. If you want to run, but your shoes are hidden in the back of a closet, that is a friction point. Placing those shoes next to your bed the night before is a structural solution that removes that barrier. Write down the single biggest roadblock to your habit, and then write down one change you can make to your environment today to remove it. Step 4 is prescribe. We do this by habit stacking and scaling your ambition down into a micro-habit. Committing to an hour at the gym creates a high level of resistance. Instead, prescribe a micro-habit of just 10 push-ups. Write down your specific, miniature action plan and link it directly to your cue from Step 2. Shrinking the action ensures that your brain registers a reward faster, helping the behavior move into the basal ganglia more efficiently. Long-term progress often fails because of the all-or-nothing mentality. If you expect a routine to be perfect, even a small disruption can stop you entirely. Step 5 is practice. It typically takes 2 to 5 months of consistent repetition for a health-related habit to physically solidify in the brain. To stay consistent over those months, you need a flexibility rule. Write down a fallback option you can use on difficult days. If you can't finish a full 30-minute workout, your backup plan might be a 5-minute walk. Completing this smaller version still counts as a finished cycle in the brain's reward system. Consistency wires the loop. Every time you execute your backup plan, you are still releasing the dopamine needed to reinforce the neural circuit. Review the plan you have written on your paper: the cue, the friction solution, the micro-habit, and your backup rule. This plan is designed to lower the resistance your brain feels when starting a new routine. Execute Step 1 of your micro-habit as soon as this video ends. Every time you complete this specific loop, you are physically altering your neuroanatomy. You are no longer leaving your habits to chance. You have a practical system to guide the physical reorganization of your neural pathways.